all the locals, and I don't know. Just I feel like with Manchester every year, I always seem to be in the mix and not really make much money. Basically, I'm always quite deep, and I might get a min cash or finish just before the money, and I don't know. I feel like 5-6 years ago as well, I got way more into tournaments in terms of I'd be like so invested mentally and emotionally that I remember on that last night, it was probably day 2, whatever it was, just speaking to you, just thinking, if I actually finally do this, I'll be so overwhelmed. And yeah, and it was more as well, like, I've always felt like I need to kind of prove a point, maybe to like my dad, like my family.
You would also, because you've been at the EPTs and because you started traveling around playing tournaments, people started pointing and saying, that's Steve Warburton. This guy's pretty good at tournaments, you know?
Yeah, that was a bit weird because I'm a sort of guy who's always like feet on the ground, and I don't really get like startled by people, and so like for people to say that, I was a bit just like, well, I've kind of been doing this every day for a few years, and do you know what I mean? I haven't really changed, and you didn't notice me then, sort of thing. So I was a bit kind of weirded out by it almost. But that interview though, I remember it well. And it's slightly cringy just thinking about it. Watching. But yeah, and I think I actually like fell on the floor or something, didn't I? Yeah. I think I was like, oh god.
Yes, and finally for 2014, before we end this section, the World Series, we end up cashing in a side event for 3.5, but that wasn't the highlight. No, because we went and played the main event. And do you know where you finished? Will it always be etched?
I know it was under 300.
182nd.
Yeah.
Out of 6,682.
It was a good one because it was my first one.
Yeah.
It was the first time I'd ever played the Bane. I went really deep with my good friend Tim Hickling.
Mm-hmm.
He was somehow on the table next to me every day. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
And I remember on day 5, just walking in with him, and they had the music on and stuff, and you're just thinking, this is like how it used to be. You know, like I was saying before, when you first started playing, that real buzz of playing. So yeah, that was fun. But we obviously didn't go deeper than that, but it was nice to win wherever I won.
It was a very good run and a good ending to 2014. It would have been nice, obviously, because it was just, I think it was the first time it was 10 mil for the winner. So
I don't know, was that the Jamie Gold year? Was it?
No, that was. Of course. Jamie Gold got 12, didn't he? Yeah, when he got 10 million, but 182nd wasn't that ending to 2014 for you.
And it was maybe 40 or 50 grand, which again at the time, even now, it's so much money to win from a tournament. You're obviously really disappointed, but to just win that amount, it's
well. Coming to the end of this episode, we will be back with Steve Warburton very soon on An Hour with the Tower. Back with Mr. Steve Warburton for An Hour with the Tower, and we've moved on to May 2015 and the WPT Amsterdam. Has to be one of the favourite stops for poker players by far. 341 entries, and second, 150,000.
This was my favourite tournament of all time.
Yeah,
it was such a good tournament. Just everyone is just like, I don't know what it is about Amsterdam, and obviously 60% or 70% of the field are kind of Dutch, and there's just no one kind of taking the mickey and being slow with their play, and everyone's talking to each other, and that's like from day 1 to the end. It was just a really fun tournament, and I felt like as well it wasn't a tournament where it was just winning flips the whole way through. It was like a really good structure and stuff, and yeah, it was just a really fun tournament, and it was obviously my biggest score at the time. A lot of my best friends were there at the time. Again, it was just an obscene amount of money. It was just like so good. We had a fantastic evening afterwards.
What was the party like afterwards?
So good, Tower. It was just so good. It's just like I'm honestly, I'm such an old man. After about 4 or 5 hours, I'm just like a back ache and I want to go to bed. But when you just got like pure poker rush adrenaline, it's just so good just to go out and you just like, yeah, it's great. It happens very rarely to win a tournament, but
yeah. It was a great effort. Then you go on to party poker high roll, another second, and you lost to Alex Golder, but you're good friends with Alex.
Yeah, sure.
What did you? Was there a lot of chatting when you were heads up, or was it like enemies at the table and then shaking hands and a bit of a cuddle afterwards?
We were talking about this recently, actually. This is when Dusk Till Dawn had basically banned you from making a deal.
Yeah.
And I remember we basically went outside to just have a chat. And Simon Trumper came out. He literally just tapped me on the shoulder and he just said, if you make a deal, you're barred from like DTD for life. And I was like, okay, just outside. So yeah, we weren't actually allowed to make a deal. And yeah, I don't think I actually won a hand heads up. Alex won. He was like typically smug about it. And, yeah.
As long as you're still friends, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
As long as you're still friends. But the biggie, in 2015, we head up to Barcelona. We play another EPT. We have 1,694 runners. There's nearly 10 million in the prize pool.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah.
1,070,000 for second.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
I'm going to talk. Obviously, this is one of the moments I always remember while watching a live stream for one of the first times. Watching this, because obviously we all remember the chop. But what was it like at the final table, knowing what was at stake? There's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really talked about it. Like, obviously it happened, and you know, people congratulate on the money and stuff. But I've never really talked about like the whole thing. I mean, I remember the night before I even entered, I was like pretty sure that I was just going to quit the game because I'd had basically a couple of years of thinking I was doing well and kind of knocking on the door and stuff, but just never actually making any money, you know, essentially from it. And I was just completely over it, to be honest. And so I kind of went into that tournament and played, I don't know, maybe what you describe as like really badly, because I just didn't care. Do you know what I mean? And I was just doing all these ridiculous plays and like ridiculous bluffs and ridiculous things, just thinking, well, this is probably my last one ever. And if I think someone's not got a good hand, I'm basically just going to put them to the test almost. And so there are so many hand histories in that tournament where I'm just completely putting it off, never getting called. So I was never, you know, in a situation. I think there was like one reported where I like 5-bet or 6-bet that that's a Jeans guy. He like plays like PLO online, and there's just this like ludicrous hand history where I've like 3-bet and Jack 3 off. I'm 5-bet, sorry, and he's called. And it's come like King 6 deuce, and he's checked and I bet and he's folded, and I've shown it for some reason, which I never ever do. And I'm just looking back now, just thinking there was just so many hands like that where I was just like, well, let's just try and win it or not. And obviously, so lucky to actually go on and chop it and things.
Yeah.
And the final table was just loads and loads of fun.
Well, it was also famous for a rowdy rail.
Super rowdy rail. There was obviously the hand where John DeWanders folded King's pre, which would have basically knocked me out if I'd not hit an ace. I had ace King suited. I think it was 7 or 8 left.
Yeah.
It's gone like open 3-bet, 4-bet from the small blind. I ended up jamming because we'd basically just been for the dinner, and he was basically saying something along the lines of, "There's 3 short stacks. The money jumps are big.
Yeah,
we kind of don't need to get involved." And so from that, I kind of took it as, right, you're not going to want to want to kind of get in some huge kind of confrontation pre-flop. And so I was pretty confident he'd fold queens pre. I would obviously never have done it if I knew he had kings, because no one folds kings pre. He ended up folding, and we basically did the deal three-handed, which was obviously life-changing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really feel much pressure, because I just had this mentality of like, I don't really care. And it was a really strange tournament, to be honest. And I really kind of wish now I played every tournament like that, because it was almost just like no fear. Do you know what I mean? You just didn't really care what was.
Yeah. And you're doing a deal for 7 figures, and you get one guy to pick to negotiate just to make sure you got the right deal. And somebody walks on stage with 2 bottles of beer in his hand, and he's like, "Yeah, well, it's only 7 figures." Yeah.
Well, that was because it was either Fraser Mack, who was very notorious at the time for doing every deal, wasn't he? He was always there, kind of, or it was Feraldo, who I kind of knew but didn't know as well as I know him now. And I remember Toby Stone came up and he said, "You're only allowed one person to come in up and kind of helping you." And Fraz Mack was like, "Right, yeah, it's me, it's me." And I was going, Feraldo, I'll take you, which was probably
He needs to give me some of them chips. So I booked somewhere nice. Right. I've got a nice suite. Yeah. Or just want to get him a good night. That's what I bought. A nice suite, isn't it? In the Hilton on the road. Yeah. That's what I bought.
Sorry, sir. I wanted to chip up. I want to chip.
Oh, you're chipping up? I didn't realise. What's your what was it?
It was 200k. So I got 40, 50, 100, another stack.
What, big stack?
Yeah. And that's 200,000, yeah? 100, 120, 140, 150, 200.
What's wrong, bro? What's wrong? They're in 20s, bro.
250, big stack savers.
Oh my god.
Well, as you can see, we've got a diverse table. We are ready to rock and
use that all weekend if he's still in. Maurizio there in
Maurizio, how can it not be?
New feature table coming up. Conor O'Driscoll in 1, Amit Patel in 3.
Big Twitcher in 3-1.
Yeah, Maurizio taking his seat in 4. Asif Ilyas is going to be in 5. Giaz Lee in 6. Terry Jordan in 8. And Wadey is going to be... Terry Jordan in 7 and Wadey is going to be in seat 8.
So Ilyas in seat 6, coming late to the game. Welcome back, everybody. We're in the money. We are now in the money. Well done, everybody. £2,540 locked up. 48 and 4 levels. There's the chip there. Look at them. Maurizio.
Nicolay. How's Nicolay made the money? He's got a big blind. He's got one big.
Get his fifth's only got 3.
The thing is, Maz had over 100k as well. I know he's got to get it in because he's got kings.
Wow, but look at the shorties hanging on there when the bubble was on. Wow.
Yeah, so we have
6 stacks under 10 bigs.
I make that in a 13 stacks under 20 bigs.
Wow. Well, this could be fireworks. Maurizio 700. Giaz 669, Wadey 560, Dinesh 500, Ramverswani 480. Oh ho! Ramverswani turning back the clock, baby.
And Terry's up there with 400k after that pot against Maz. We could have a star-studded day 3. 2 more sessions left to go today. We've only got an hour and 45 minutes this session because we played 15 minutes of level 8, level 7 to get into the bubble. So
Iron Lightbone 200. Gary Fisher's still in. Is Chef Brad still in? No. Oh no, he's back home now. Unbelievable techers. Unlucky Brad.
Good evening, Logs on Twitch.
Unlucky Brothers. JP Kelly 85. Masood 80. Gerald Ringe 75. Dan Charlton, 65 by 8. There's some shorties there. We could have fireworks and we could have a lot of eliminations if they don't get a little bit lucky and double up. Ryan Mandara, 115. James Clark, 122. I tell you what, some good names left in. Out of these 48 players that are in the money, everybody's in.
Blinds J are 2.5k, 5k, with a 5k big blind ante. So that's the blind level. We are 15 minutes into that level when we kick off because we did play through as we're on the bubble, no break.
Let's do it, shall we?
Let's go. I love Maurizio's hair. That is some hairstyle. That is.
I wonder if he can leap about and jump on top of people and flip himself upside down and all that. Maurizio, chip leader, 700,000, baby.
All right, vaccine push. I'll put it up just for 10 seconds quick. There we are, just for you, so you can quickly have a little look. Because we are getting underway for the session firsthand.
We're off. Wade sat the side of Terry Jordan. Conor O'Driscoll.
I'm looking forward to this session. Tower, Wadey and Terry. We got Giaz who's near chip lead. Maurizio was an absolute card rack earlier on the feature table. Got kings 4 times in a session. I think he won 4 of 4 as well. So first hand going the way of Maurizio, opening 7s, Wadey defending, bet, fold on the paired board.
Do you think he's changed his game today, Terry, as he came back with 280,000?
Well, we're about to find out over the next 2 hours.
It says to me at last event, he says I need to learn how to play better with a big stack when I made day 2 and not just flick them in.
Well, getting in aces into kings always helps.
Make them odd. What's that clip?
He's doing it for vaccine pushover. He wants to go back and check all the chip counts.
Thank you very much. Good old Mick the Mod. So we're in the money. We're on 48, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the money. If you just join us.
So Terry opening 7-6 on the button, raises to 12k, and Conor going to defend with a 9-6 in the big. King Jack 3, 2-heart board. Terry's going to should have a lot of C bets on this board, but we know Mr. Jordan likes to mix it up. Not going to get any action from Conor. Does get him to fold the best of it, picks it up with 7 height. First time we've seen Terry all weekend on the feature table. Wadey going to be opening this one on the button once folded to him. And Conor here, interesting spot for us with ace-10 in the small. Could definitely be 3-betting this one off of our 40 big blind stack. Wadey's going to be opening a whole host here in the small blind. Looks like he's raised to 50. Love it. Love the sizing as well. Nice and big out of position, just over 4x. So nice this from Conor. Just understanding button opening range and how ace-10 is going to be ahead of most of that. So going to try and take it down there. And Wadey shows him the ace-9 and a nice pick up there from Conor.
So look at them chip counts. The top 4. I think we're in the top 4 in the chip counts. How have they got them all and on the same table?
Three-way all in, 1.7 million pot, please. Kings, queens, aces, dealer. Actually, Terry's up there. Aces, kings, and 10-9 suited, please, dealer. He might get it in.
Imagine that. Imagine having a 1.5 million chip pot at this stage of the game. Just imagine. Got to see DC as well. Judge Dredd getting into the money. Love a good run from Dan Charlton.
Yeah, lovely guy off the table as well.
Come on, Dan.
Always
love
like
a good run.
The good guys to do well.
From the Charlton. Oh, they're in.
Yeah, they are in. Oh, a mid snap. Oh, he's got ace queen, and Dan's happy to see live cards.
They are live. 30% equity. Dan Charlton. He's got 12 bigs. He decided this is it. He's in the money. If we get a double up, we can start playing the game that we know he's got. Do we get the double up for Dan? Or does Amit take out Dan Charlton?
Well, he's hit the jack, but unfortunately Amit's hit the ace, so going to need a jack 4 or backdoor clubs.
Still need a jack or a 4. We're now down to a jack, and there's only one in the deck.
Case jack needed.
And it's not. Unfortunate for Dan Charlton. Was just saying then, be great for a double up to get Dan Charlton for a deep dark run in the GUKPT, but doesn't get it.
Yeah, Dan, our 48th place finisher, first one on the bubble.
First out in the money.
£2,540 for the min cash.
Get the top hat out. Be Slash playing in seat 5. She's got a smile that it seems to be, reminds me of childhood memories. Everything. Don't say who. Please don't dare. Don't dare say who. We'll move on quickly. We'll just move on. I'm alright, Kerry. How are you? Kerry Olix. Hope to see you again soon.
I'm guessing Slash is from Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
I know Guns N' Roses, I don't know the name.
The lead guitarist with the top hat on.
Right,
and the hair.
So Terry opening the Queen Jack, making it 12k. And Maurizio here, Ace Jack in the big blind. He's not going to be going anywhere here, facing Terry's open. So just going to make the call. Ace 9-5, all diamond board. So Terry not opting to continue. Good time check as well, because Maurizio would have been continuing. And now Maurizio going to come in for value with his top pair, but Terry's just going to be snap folding this one.
Hiya Dom, watching on Facebook. Bouncy smashing it again. I think he has to be the most consistent player in the last 3 years.
That's what I always say, if you can't get in touch with John Bousfield and you need to get hold of him, just turn up to a GUKPT Day 3 main event, he'll be here. Easy as that. If you ever can't get in touch with Bousy, just turn up to a poker tournament, Day 2 or 3, and he'll be in the mix somewhere.
Kerry's still got a picture of us with me in the Joker's outfit from that Joker's Wild game. Good on you, Kerry. Good on you. I won't be wearing that next year.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. There'll be some outfit, I'm pretty sure, but one that fits would be good.
Yeah, I don't think Terry would even know what GTO means. I think he's just happy sitting there playing his own game, getting involved in lots of pots. I think Terry's game veers as far away from game theory as possible.
Raising it up under the gun +1 with ace deuce and gets everybody else to fold. You're not wrong, by the way. I tell you what, that rubber mask that was, I must have lost 2 stone in. I put it all back on, but I must have lost 2 stone in sweat. It was a very sweaty, good, amazing event, I must admit. We had a good laugh, and I know we're doing it again at Goliath next year. We just know that Joker's Wild is on. We just don't know when during the festival. We'll get dates and schedules early next year for Goliath, I'm sure.
It depends what you're playing, Logs. If you're playing comps, I don't think you should be playing anything more than 50 cent. If you're playing sit and goes, probably dollar tops. If you're playing cash, probably highest stakes you're going to be playing is probably 2 NL, I'd say, with that. If you're working with $70, I don't think we should be going any higher than 2 NL. Yeah, that gives us 35 buy-ins at 2 NL, so yeah, I'd probably say that. And then once it's up to like $300 or so, move yourself up to 5 NL. Assuming it's no limit you're playing as well. Check, and the ace high of GS. Going to take that one down after check call in flop, and Connor just waving white flag after the 8 pairs and checked all the way down. Ace high, good enough for this one.
Logs plays a lot of stud. He loves stud. We were talking about PLO and an 08 and all that malarkey a little bit earlier on. You only ever get to play the stud tournaments and Raz and all that malarkey when you go over to the World Series. They're the only place you'll ever get enough runners involved in those kind of events.
Aces back and
Oi, oi.
it's Maurizio again. This guy's an absolute rack tower.
Aces, kings, aces,
And kings
jack,
again,
ace,
kings
queen.
again, ace queen suited, jacks, kings, aces, all on there. This was earlier on the feature
Maybe
table.
that's how you get to being chip leader.
You do get some days, I've been there, like as a poker player, when the deck just hits you in the face and you're like, I'm not used to this, getting dealt all these hands, and it might be one of those days for Maurizio. But to be fair, it's not like he's just been getting really good hands. What I've seen from him, he has been playing fairly well. And going to come in for the continue here with the aces. Ilias with a wheel draw here on the button, but working with 92k, sub 20 bigs, just going to get out of the way, and Terry going to do the same with the 9-8s. The aces for Maurizio. Takes that one down, 740k for him, huge stack. $125k go into the eventual winner of this one. Everyone's got locked up £2,540. So, Grim Reaper's in town.
Uh-oh.
What's happened?
We lost Gerald Ringe in
Good effort,
47th.
Gerald. That's a bracelet winner from years ago, Gerald Ringe.
Stuart McNally
Oh, no.
has just gone as well, which is going to leave us with 45 players.
When he came to the table and he only got like 60k, it was because he lost Queens against Jacks. He had Queens against Jacks for a chunks. That would have been a 400k pot, apparently.
Wow.
Which dropped him down to 60,000 when we were on the bubble. And he never recovered.
It's a brutal game that we all love. And Terry Queen 3 taking that one. Yeah, lovely fella. Both of them, actually, Brad. Both Tony and Gerald, they're top blokes off the table. Really, really nice to chat to. Get on really well with Tony. Maybe not at the table. I know Tony's not the biggest fan of me at the table with him. Seemed to run pretty well against Tony in a lot of spots.
How do we do in the side event, the 300? I think he got about 80 runners. Quickly check on the Poker Live app for how many we got. I think it was about 80 runners we got. So the butchers. 85. And we're down to 30. 30-minute clock all the way through. More or less the same structure again as the GUKPT. 330 in. Prize pool is 25.5. 85 runners, one day event. Awesome. Do we know what's on tomorrow? Sunday. You'll scroll down. Main event day 3. There'll be a book tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
From 8 a.m. We'll have a book on Grosvenor Sports for the remaining players of who will be left. It'll correspond with player and chip counts and a little bit of knowledge on the odds, and people will be saying, oh, why should I attend to what? But just have a little bit of a flutter, have a couple of quid.
It's for fun. It's not to make a living.
Absolutely not.
It's just for a little bit of fun that we run.
We'll have a live stream free roll as well at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we will. Live stream free roll.
But tomorrow, Sunday, the 21st of November, the mini main starts at 3 p.m. That'll be interesting for us because we're normally counting down and nobody's in the card room and we're just about to pack up and go home.
It'll be great because when there's an eventual winner on the Sunday, there's still going to be loads of people in the mini, so it'll be more atmosphere in the room.
Yeah.
Maybe some cheers, some claps we don't usually hear.
Absolutely. So the mini starts at 3 p.m. tomorrow, and that is the side event tomorrow. So if you want to play the mini, 40-minute clock, 20,000 starting stack.
So top pair for Giaz here opted to continue, and Amit had second pair. Amit picking up gut shot to go with his queen here, and Giaz looks like he's going to come straight in for a second street here with this ace 9. Can get called by some worse ace x and queen x as well. Might call a second street versus us, and Amit here with the king queen. Expect him to call. This size here, Tao, we're getting 4-1 on our money here with second pair, nut kicker and a gut shot. And the thing is as well, this is a board that Giaz is going to represent a lot of the time, whether he has it or not, versus our big blind calling range. The 3 of clubs on the ends. The ace-9 does get the check mark here, and Giaz not coming in for a third street. Shows the ace-9, maybe thought he's never getting called by worse. Very hard to get 3 streets from a queen.
So we're in the money. We're down to 45, as you can see in the top right hand corner. We are on 45.
Yeah, Stuart McNally was our 46th place finisher. £2,540 for him.
Well done, Stu. Good effort. That's how we met the tower. Been on the feature table in 2008 or something. Carey Holics. Carey Bear. There you go. We all eventually get to be able to play the seniors at one point. Even I'm eligible.
Maz bubbled, Richie. Got it in Kings versus Aces on the bubble against Terry Jordan of all people.
Unbelievable. Terry had a hand.
Terry had not a hand, he had the hand. You got Kings, Terry sets you in, you're on the bubble. Oh, it's alright. That's cool. We're up against Aces. Out the door we go.
Is there a seniors during this festival? Right there, Kerry. Tuesday the 30th of November, so a week on Tuesday. £260 in, 6 o'clock start, 4 30-minute levels, 20,000 starting stack, 1 day event, Tuesday the 30th of November. It's right up there.
So Wadey going to open ace-jack in the hijack. Want to be opening this one once folded to us, and Ilias shows him the 8 tray into the muck. That one's gone. Don't forget, guys, as well, help us out, give us a follow on Facebook and Twitter at Grosvenor Poker, and live stream coverage on YouTube and Twitch /GUKPT.
Come and join in the fun.
We are here for just under 3 weeks.
Yeah, Tuesday. Obviously, we've been an 18-day festival. There's poker just about everywhere. The mini, the midi, the main, the grand final, all over the weekends. Obviously, the NPL as well next Saturday. We'll be live streaming the satellite to the NPL. It'll be a little bit different as well because there's 21 prizes, and when we get to 15, that's it. That'll be it for the live stream, which is very strange as we normally count down to being in celebrating a champion, but top 15 will be getting £5,000 packages when we get to the NPL satellite next Saturday.
Terry looked in pain holding the 10-9 off there under the gun.
It's a change, man.
I know. He looked in pain actually folding the 10-9 off. He's like, this was day one I'll be in, but I'm in the money now. I'm playing for 125 bags. So open from Amit in the cut-off, and Maurizio just opted into flat the Queen 8 suited. Definitely could have incorporated a 3-bet small frequency with this one versus cut-off open, but just opted into flat and take a flop. We are 50 odd big blinds deep with the opener. King 10 3 2 diamonds, great flop here for Amit.
Absolutely.
Not only the fact that we got the nut flush draw, but it's going to be a good board for our opening range. Amit Patel's biggest live cash is around £2 grand, £2,000. Amit, that's his biggest live cash. He's got 20k in total live earnings. I'm not sure Maurizio's surname. I'll find it out quickly and then find out Maurizio's biggest live cash for you. Vaccine push-up. Actually, I've got a better idea. Where is it? That's the best way to find it. Maurizio Bias. There we are. Good thinking.
There we go.
Maurizio's German. Total live earnings of $67,000.
A lot of line.
Biggest live cash is $51,000. So majority of his live earnings coming from one cash, which was
Nottingham.
3rd place in Nottingham back in 2018.
Sweet. A lot of cashes online as minutes up. Let's go, Con. Yeah, seat number 1. Big twitcher is Connor O'Driscoll in C1. A lot of fans watching him over the last couple of days. This should be much to do about nothing.
We hope.
We hope.
Yeah.
The suits are reversed as well.
Yeah. Only one suit each. I just don't like seeing it. I know it's great when you're on the end of it, but like when you're this deep in a comp, there's never a way to bust same hand versus same hand. We saw it earlier with Ed Swales lost Ace King versus Ace King.
That'll do.
And that's going to be a chop.
Chop it up. 4. 8. So we chop.
Yeah, and over the last 5 minutes, we've lost a couple, well, a few, I should say.
Come on, Grim, what we got?
John Kelly in 45th.
JP! Oh my days!
Oh yeah, JP Kelly, of
JP Kelly, we want to do a massive run for JP.
course. George Demetrio in 44th. Nicolay.
Was that active George who was on our table in seat 9?
Yeah, I think it could have been, yep. And then Nicolay Ponomarov, who had one big blind on the bubble, he come at 43rd. So that is going to put us down to 42 players.
42! 4 and 2, 42! Unlucky JP, a decent run in your first game back. I'm sure we'll see him over the coming fortnight.
How are we doing, Sabri Bass? Evening, guys. Great comms as always. Should be a great day 3. Hopefully TJ's at the final table. We hope. It's always good entertainment when we got TJ involved.
Mad as a wasp. How you doing, Rich? Here we go. Evening session to the close.
Still got 2 more sessions. Well, this one and then the final 2 levels. So Terry going to complete the Jack 6 in the small blind. Wasey going to raise it up with a King Queen, and Terry not having any of it. He's going to make the call out of position with the Jack 6 off. So these two very deep. Flop of 10 deuce deuce 2 clubs. So Wasey's still with the best of it, just with King High and Terry snap folding facing the quarter pot C bet. Blinds are going to be going up in 15 minutes time, take us to level 8 of the day, level 18 of the tournament. They'll be increasing to 3k, 6k. Okay, mad as a wasp, makes sense. So Maurizio, another one that he can open. Ace 10 suited, chip leader in the room. Makes it 12k. Terry's going to call the suited queen on the button. He wants to get involved. And both blinds going to get out the way.
King deuce 6, 2 hearts.
Once again, players are registered for the CP slot. Please start making your way to your seats and starting your tournament game in less than 1 minute. All players registered, take seats and please.
So Terry not opting to fire with his flush draw and just gets there on the end, taking the passive approach and rivering the best hand here with his queen eye flush, and now going to come in for a bet. And against Terry, Maurizio with ace high in this spot. Like you expect Terry to fire a flush draw here, but Terry can do this with an 8, and Maurizio going to call with ace high, and he's going to see the queen 3 suited, and Terry going to take that one up to 450k. Nick asks how Katie and Guy are getting on. Take it down. Good luck to both of them. I'll tell you what, I'll go find out for you quickly, because I'm going to get. Do you want a water?
Ah, yes, please. Good lad. We will find out for you right now. Jay is off to stretch the legs. Ace Queen for Mauricio. He's getting all the hands, isn't he? He's getting all the hands. Flop of 2, 6, 8, 2 clubs. Checked. Flush draw for a mate. Hits the flush on the turn.
So information for players in our satellite this evening. It is a 10,000 starting set, 6 20-minute levels for the late entry and re-entry period. It is a cash out satellite for the mini main event. Once you've accumulated 100,000 chips, we will be cashing you out and you win your seat into the target event. We have some draws for dealer button. Dealer button will begin in seat number 5. Your opening lines start at 100, 100. Dealers, if you have 3 or more players, please begin the deal.
So the bet from a mate is good.
Katie is on fumes, absolute fumes out there. Oh, like 3, 4 bigs, something like that. And Guy Taylor's got 320k.
I think it was Guy Taylor that Stu McNally had the Queens against Jacks.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I know it was.
Oh, okay.
Now he said that.
Big blind level, small blind 500, big blind 1. Sorry, big blind 1500, big blind and 1500. That's 1 day event. Dealers and players 500, 1500, 1500.
Moody Mads, mine is okay. Just give it a refresh. Sometimes it will. That's all it needs.
Have a quick refresh if it does start to lag. Let us know. Anybody else?
And Rooney, we will be finishing up on stream probably around 1:45.
Yeah.
That sort of time is when day 2 will finish.
Between half 12 and 1:45. Usually a full 12 hours. Yeah, just a refresh will do. Quick refresh, Moody. Stream's good, says Toniak. Yeah, stream's run very good here, says Warren. So maybe just the internet, wherever you are, or with just a quick refresh for yourself. It happens. It absolutely happens, unfortunately. Quick refresh.
GS and Maurizio could have a 1.5 million pop between them. I'd love to see it.
Oh,
just some
days.
dirty cooler or something.
Terry's changed his strategy for day 2.
He certainly has, Tower.
Definitely.
He's not the Terry Jordan we've seen this year so far.
He smashed it in the turbo. He got the chips. He walked straight from Heathrow with his bag, put it straight downstairs, walked straight upstairs. Chip leader. That is how it works. 8 high flop, 8-7 deuce. We're in the money.
Yeah, both players flopping top pair, backdoor flush draw here, backdoor straight draw. Giaz being the undergun opener. Going to be wanting to bet this one. Just don't want Connor to be realising equity with overcards that he may just elect to fold. So going to fire here, and Connor with the same hand, not going to be going anywhere, making the call with top pair.
3 of hearts on the turn.
Yeah, so Connor all aboard the free roll train. And going to bet this one here, Connor. It's a bit different scenario for him than it is for Giaz. Giaz opting to check this one, but from Connor's perspective, being the flatter pre-flop, expect him to fire here, because Giaz is going to have a lot of ace highs, king highs in this range that we're not going to be wanting to give a free card to. So Connor does fire for 25k, and Giaz isn't checking to fold here, should be checking to call once we do check this particular turn. So a bit of 25k from Connor, and only play for us here as GS should just be to take the river, make the call, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Oh, free roll! Gets there!
And it's the Queen as well, the Queen of Hearts. Free rolling, says Connor. Oh my days. Can he get paid? He got the free roll.
Well, it's interesting.
Is it too weak if he goes something like half pot?
I like half pot tower. I think I like maybe even a bit bigger. It's a weird river. So what's GS supposed to have here once he check calls turnway? He's just gone for the lot. He's gone for the whole lot here. 141k. 141 into 105, so he's opted for about just under 1.4 x pot. And this may be targeting some overpairs that opted to incorporate a check-in on the turn. Yeah, Connor just got a huge here, 1.4x on the river, massive overbet from him, really polarised now to probably sets or flushes. Never going to be doing this with one pair here, so Giaz got to come up with what hands we're behind to here, and from our perspective, 8-7 suited, there's only one combo remaining of that, the 8-7 of diamonds, so only one of that. Sets in here, three combos of deuces, 3 combos of 7s, only one combination of 8s from our perspective with an 8 in our hand, and then obviously 8x of hearts, 10-9 of hearts, Jack-9 of hearts, Jack-10 of hearts. He does actually have loads of value here now I think about it, Connor. He's got quite a lot of value, and what are the bluffs here in this spot? 10-9 suited that aren't hearts, so you've got 3 combos of that, maybe Jack-9 suited and Jack-10 suited as well. And like if he's got an 8x hand, he's never going to turn that into a bluff, or even 7x, he's not going to turn that into a bluff. He's just going to check behind. So now think about this more and more. This is going to be a fold coming in from GS. There's actually a whole host of value we can have here as Connor. Set of deuces, set of 8s, set of 7s, 8x of hearts, 9-10 of hearts, Jack-9 of hearts, Jack-10 of hearts. These are hands we can have all of these in this spot. And regarding bluffs, only real ones I'm going to be coming up with are the 10-9 suited, the Jack-9 suited that obviously aren't hearts, and Jack-10 suited. I don't think he's ever going to get frisky with like a ace-deuce suited and turn that into a bluff, so not too many bluffs I can come up with, and quite a lot of value. So taking that into account, I think we're going to be leaning more on the side of fold here as Giaz, especially with this particular 9-8 of clubs we got in our hand. If we had like a heart ourselves, obviously removing some heart combinations, might choose to call, but just against this 1.4x size when the value range heavily outweighs the bluffs, I think just going to see him fold after some deliberation. It does, because Chelsea fan, it's a really polarising spot here. Like when Connor goes this 1.4x spot, like he's never doing this with one pair. There's only one combination of 2 pair he can have, which is the 7-8 suited on the flop, and that has to be 7-8 of diamonds specifically. So it's basically sets or a flush he's repping here, and he's that's what Giaz is thinking. Like it's a set or a flush, or it's a bluff. But like I said, there's a whole host of these. You've got 3 combos of deuces, 3 combos of 7s, 1 combo of 8s, 1 combo of 8-7 suited, and then you've got a whole host of combos of 8x of hearts. You've got 10-9 of hearts in there as well, Jack-9 of hearts, Jack-10 of hearts. These are all the value hands. And then regarding bluffs, it's basically the main ones are the 10-9 suited, the Jack-9 suited, and he does make the fold eventually, yep. But does make the fold. But it's just a really polarising spot for him. But like I say, when the value range heavily outweighs the bluff range, that's when we do want to be folding more than calling. but maybe Giaz has had some hands throughout the day with Connor. There may be some table dynamic there that we're not aware about. That's the thing, we never get to see what happens on the outer table. There may be some information he's got from previous hands that's making him veer more towards call, but eventually lets it go.
Let's go, Connor. A lot of followers on Twitch. Connor O'Driscoll is now in the money on day 2 in London. Any news on the hour tables, mister?
I've always got news, Tower.
Oh, here we go.
I've always
here
got
we
news.
go. Go on.
Right, we have lost quite a few. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Who was the last one? Nikolai Ponorev.
Nikolai.
We've lost Paul Hardridge in 42nd. We have lost Jack Harcastle.
Oh, Jack was on about 40,000 when he was on the bubble.
Yeah, in 41st, and that is actually it. I didn't think I'd mention Nikolai, but that is it. So we're down to 40 players.
Yeah.
Everyone now locked up £2,790.
Down to 40.
We're already in the money. 48 players were paid. M. Sewell on Twitch. J Fly says, let's go, Connor. So cut off open from Amit. Maurizio just flattened the 6s. That's going to bring Giaz along in the big blind, defending the 6-5.
Dermo says, what is the cash out tournament mentioned? I haven't heard one of those before. It's the satellites. The cash out satellites basically work in reverse to a normal satellite. Start with 10,000, you get 10x to 100,000. And then you cash out, you stand up, you get your ticket, you walk home. You basically don't have to wait till the end. So it works in reverse to a normal satellite, where if you get all the chips, you then wait and wait and wait till everybody gets knocked out and you'll get your seat. It works in complete reverse. 10,000, go to 10x and get your stand up and get your ticket. And they are very well supported everywhere they've been. Luton, Blackpool and London have done them. They have been so, I think there were 5 seats guaranteed and each had at least 12 seats. Alright, Dan the man. Alright, young man. Comfort. Huh?
Yeah, there's not much left.
There you go, young man.
You should have seen the size of it when we got it.
It was that big.
I saw it, I just see a picture.
No, you're fine. Get some double cream on that, son.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody wanted a cake? I'll be having double cream on it at 9 o'clock if nobody wants. Oh, it's 4:15. We have one piece of cake left and everybody wants it. Thanks to Ian Bosley this afternoon, fixing a fantastic. And yes, the cake fell over.
Not all of it, only the top layer. You should have seen our stream deck, Brad. It was covered. It was absolutely covered in green icing. Yeah, it was caked.
It was caked in it.
Literally.
It did. We had a spot of bother early doors. But no, the cash out satellites are working very well. Well received by the players. The punters love them. Last night, Wadey played it. The last man in, the first person with a seat, was Wadey last night.
And he's got chunks.
And
today.
he has got chunks today, sat in seat number 9. So they work. He wanted to gamble, he gambled, he got his seat. Thanks for coming. So yes, the cash out, they do work really well, and every time there's 5 seats guaranteed, it gets about 12 seats. So very well supported, the cash out satellites. They're just working completely reverse. You can be last person out and not get a seat. So Wadey got himself a satellite seat.
So 40 players remaining.
40 players. Yeah, they're very good actually. They're very good, the cash out satellites. They're very popular. No, it was Thursday that Wadey played and played day 1 beat and had a chunk at the end of the night last night. He didn't play the satellite last night. Yeah, it was Thursday night he played the satellite and then got a seat and played day 1 beat and had chunks coming into day 2.
So blinds are now up. We're into the 3K, 6K level.
3,000, 6,000, really, I'd say 6,000.
level 8 of the day.
85 played the 300.
So we've got Wadey opening to 13k under the gun with a 10-9 suited. And Maurizio not getting involved with the Jack 10. And Giaz here with the Ace Queen of clubs, just going to flat. May have something to do with how deep we are with Wadey. Very, very deep with Wadey, over 90 bigs deep. So just happy to flat this one in the small. It's an under the gun open. Wadey repping a strong range himself. So just going to call the Ace Queen in this scenario.
9-9 flop. 9-4.
We could have a big pot here.
Oi.
Could have a big pot.
The nut flush draw.
Because we've got nut flush draw versus top pair, and even Terry's got middle pair, which he's not going to fold to one bet if I know Mr. Jordan. So Wadey comes straight in with a continue for third pot on the nose. And Giaz not going to be going anywhere here. It's just whether he wants to proceed in the form of a flat or a raise. And looks like he's opting for the latter. I like it a lot. We've just got such a big hand here with 2 overcards and a flush draw. So it makes it 42k to go. And Wadey not going to be going anywhere here when we've got top pair. Coming straight away, we've got to be thinking about Giaz's range here, that he flats in a small blind and opts to raise this flop. He will have 4s and 3s in there. He doesn't have any 2-pair combinations, so only real value he should have here with his raise is slow played like aces or kings, or the 3 combos each of 4s and 3s. So 7 of spades on the turn. And now interested to see whether Giaz is going to come in for the second barrel here now, Tower. We've now got to start thinking about Wadey's range, hands that he's going to call us with on the flop. It's going to be 10s plus, it's going to be some 9x, and he can also have 4s and 3s himself from our perspective. So firing here with the double barrel, what are we targeting here? Perhaps Wadey's 9x, and once Wadey starts talking like this, this is probably going to be a fold. I think Tower, once he starts posturing like this, I can't see how he's ever going to put another chip in, and he shows the 9, and great play there from Giaz, takes it down with the worst of it.
That's right, he's chip leader.
Great hand to bluff with, great spot, and got Wadey to fold top pair, so really, really good double barrel from him. Nice to see. Look out for this man. I think we're going to see him very close to the FT, I'll tell you that, if not on it. Chip leader day 1, could be chip leader day 2.
We definitely have some chips on this table.
We might have seen Giaz unload the clip there on Brick Rivers, if Wadey called Gary. Final table will be tomorrow, Emswell. Always on the Sunday. The day 3 was a 4-day event. We had day 1A, Thursday, day 1B, and the Turbo yesterday. This is day 2. We played 10 levels today, so we've got 3 more levels left to go, and then we'll be bagging and tagging and back tomorrow on live stream from 12:30 p.m. Yeah, you're right, Spand. So Ilyas here, shoving for 13 big blinds with a king 9 suited. He's going to get called by Giaz. Giaz with the ace queen. So Giaz on his way to extending his chip lead. I like Ilyas's shove here. It's a very nice hand to do it with. Once folded to us in the cut-off, we got 13 big. Suited king 9 should always be going in. Well, we hit the 9, but unfortunately for us, there's an ace next door. So drawing to kings or 9s, there's only 3 left.